And go. Hold on. You are live.
Perfect.
Dinesh, you are live. You can speak. You're live for all the attendees.
Perfect. Thank you. Good morning and welcome, valued customers, to the introduction session of the 2020 Services Sector. You as a valuable SABS customer, we've put together a webinar session whereby the intention is to share with you what's happening within SABS. We want you to meet your client managers in this particular sector. We also want to share with you some of the developments within SABS in terms of how we want to take a position on a one SABS approach. So with this in mind, colleagues, we will be handing over to the presenter shortly. Just some basic rules that I just want to cover. In terms of the presentation, as the webinar progresses, and if you have any comments, please type them in the comments bar, and we will certainly respond to them during the course of the session today. In addition, within 48 hours, the full recording will be uploaded and placed on our YouTube platform. So with that in mind, we're ready to kick off. To do the formal welcome, I'm going to hand over to the Acting Executive of the Certification Division, Mr. Katima Temba, who will do the official welcome. Thank you, Katima.
Thanks, Dinesh. Good morning, valuable customers, of course, colleagues from SABS. I must say, indeed, it is a great pleasure and honor on my side to really be part of the session. As Dinesh has introduced me, my name is Katima Temba. I'm the Acting Executive for Certification. I think the purpose of this session really, and I think a lot of information, you'll get it in the presentation, but it's the beginning of the journey from a SABS perspective. Why I say that is, on this call, on this webinar today, we have long standing customers who have been with SABS for many years, and relatively new customers that we also have with us. The reason I'm citing this issue is informed by the fact that the customer experience that we've been having with most of our clients for over the years, indeed, in certain periods, it really took massive troughs in terms of really a level of dissatisfaction over the years in terms of offering services to our customers. And from a SABS point of view, I think it's befitting at this point in time to really acknowledge that we really had to really overcome difficult times in the past years, and to a great extent, it also came about a lot of frustration to most of our clients. And I think it's important that we have to put that across. But for us, of importance was really a learning curve as to how best can we really reposition the organization and really make sure that we do justice to the quality of service for all our clients. And this session is intended really to do that, really correcting the things that we did wrong in the past. We suffered dearly in terms of really issues of turnaround times, responsiveness to our clients in many areas. We've reflected on all of that. But it's not only a talk as to that's what we are talking about. We have further redefined our operating model as a business. The intention for that is to create focus, dedicated colleagues. My colleague in a short while Ms. Rosalind McQueen will introduce herself and take you through on a number of activities that she's busy with in terms of focusing on customer issues. But this is purely to say in our defined model, and other colleagues will also come in the presentation to say we want to put our customers first and really make sure that the customer's voice is always with us at all the time in our respective engagements. In the past, we used to speak to ourselves a lot, but neglecting the important key stakeholder in the work that we do, which is our customers. So clearly, how we have redefined this model is you'll have dedicated individuals who will be focusing in terms of handling your issues as they may arise, and there will be a central team within our midst that will focus on operational excellence from a production point of view, what we call back office. So this is how we have sort of segmented our activities. So without any waste of time, let me allow Dinesh over to you and Rosalind to really take us through what we are here for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, Katima, and thank you for setting the scene for this particular webinar. I will now hand over to the client managers. In this particular sector, the services sector, we have two client managers. It's Rosalind and Tulani Mkhize. Both of them will take you through the presentation and they will also introduce themselves. Rosalind, over to you.
Good morning and welcome to our introduction of our services sector, which includes our fire extinguisher clients. I want to welcome everybody and invite them to take part and participate and post your questions and comments as we work through this webinar and through this presentation, and to basically improve and also show you what we as the SABS would like to offer you with our new structure. First, I would like to introduce my colleague, Mr. Tulani Mkhize. Tulani, you can go ahead.
My name is Tulani, and surname is Mkhize. I'm the client manager for fire sector. I've been with the SABS for 13 years. As a chemical manager and also an operations manager. And my previous experience, I've worked for Unilever for 13 years and also for Denel for 5 years.
Thank you, Tulani. As mentioned earlier on, my name is Rosalind McQueen. I'm a food and packaging technologist of trade. I have been with the SABS now for just over 8 years. Was an auditor in the food and health industries, which also included the packaging manufacturing clients, and then moved over to certification as within the manager responsibility. What we always say, our previous life, I was quality manager for Parmalat and also at SA Litho Label Printing, which also included packaging material development. So just to highlight the content offering of our webinar, we will be going over quite a few points that we would like to bring to your attention and make you more aware of what the SABS is about. So basically, this webinar is about how you can get to know your SABS and what we are offering you right now. The SABS was founded in 1945, and it is, for lack of a better word, a stalwart in the industry, in the economic development of our country. We are also a founder member of the ISO organization, and decades down the line, we have been playing a pivotal role in terms of standards development and assessment conformity to our clients in the country as well as on international platforms. Our footprint in the country right now, we've got our head office, which is based in Pretoria. And then we've got various laboratories that are based around the country, for example, in Richards Bay, Olifantsfontein. And then we also have regional offices, of which some include our laboratories, and that is here in Cape Town. And we are basically strategically located in South Africa to be able to be of service to our clients, whether they are here or in other countries. Our shareholders include the most important one, which is the DTIC. And the DTIC has got three streams that they basically cover, which is the development of finance and small business development institutions, and also regulatory institutions, and then the most important part where we fall under, which is standardization, quality assurance, accreditation, and metrology institutions. So we have got ourselves here as the standardization, certification, and testing body, and including in the stream is NRCS for regulation, SANAS for accreditation, and NMISA for metrology. I'm sure some of you know that SANAS is also one of our accreditation bodies, which I will introduce shortly. So the SABS has got a legislative mandate, which was published in 1945. And since 2008, we exist as a public entity under the Standards Act of 2008. Our key objectives include that we develop, promote, and maintain South African national standards. So we make sure that where the industry and the economy identify certain needs for standards to be written, that we form an integral part of that. We promote quality with respect to the commodities, products, and services that we offer. And then also we render our conformity assessment services that is connected with that. So as I mentioned earlier, SANAS is one of our accreditation body, which is here in South Africa, but we are also accredited with RVA or Raad voor Accreditatie, which is a Dutch-based organization. So the accreditation is a third-party confirmation process, and we as the SABS, they make sure that we are competent to perform these specific tasks as per the accreditation that we hold. So our laboratories are accredited to 17025, which is what SANAS is reviewing every year. And then our certification division is accredited to 17021 for both SANAS and RVA for our management systems, and then for ISO 17065 for our product certification. As you are aware, certification is a voluntary product that clients come to us for. So there are some product standards that have got regulated standards linked to them, but for management systems, it is all voluntary a decision from our client side to be certified with us. So annually we get reviewed and assessed by our accreditation bodies, and this year was no different, in the sense that we were assessed as per our normal assessment cycle, and this was done remotely from the Netherlands and from our local office, SANAS office here in South Africa. It was quite a different experience to have a remote audit done for our assessment, and we learned such a lot in terms of how technology plays an important part in our lives right now, when it came to having ourselves assessed and maintaining our accreditation. So this was quite an exciting time, for lack of a better word. So with this assessment and with our accreditation, we have gained a global recognition for our accreditation which allows us market access. Our service offerings include standard sales, training, advisory. So we've got a department that gives technical support to SMMEs and entrepreneurs on standardization services. So they basically support new clients that are very new to certification, but has identified the need for it in their businesses. So the advisory team really supports them there. Then obviously for certification, we have our mark scheme or our product certification division for system certification, and then also consignment inspection. And then mostly testing that is done. We've got a very big testing laboratory, or testing house as we call it, and they cover quite a few of different industries, from chemical to testing of gowns, of sanitizers, alcohol content in sanitizers, safety and safety wear, and then also condoms. I'm sure some of you might know about that. So at this point in time, SABS has been around for 75 years, and we, just about over a year ago, we went to a strategic session, and we wanted to know who we are and where we want to be. And we know for a fact that we would like to be your everyday hero for certification. And that is where we want to support you as our clients as you go through your certification journey, and that we are able to support you in such a way that it adds the value that you have identified that it would do for your business and how it will impact on our economy. So recently we've introduced or implemented our C4 structure. So C4 is actually for Certification Client Control Center. And we needed to identify how we needed to control business intelligence in our organization. So with the C4 implementation, we wanted to have the ability to use that intelligence to support us in making decisions quicker, and get our clients to be certified much quicker than what they used to experience. And with the C4 structure, we know that we would be able to assist our clients in such a way. So we've started with automation of our processes, and that automation obviously assisted in removing duplication in our systems and to integrate with all our support systems that we have in the business in order for us to maintain our accreditation. It also optimizes our structure, and it maximizes the competencies that we have available in our auditors. And with the central planning that has been introduced, we've identified that we needed to see and to have the ability to view our customers or our clients' audit history and maintain their certification. So with the C4, we launched this project in October in 2019 with a new certification structure. So we've got central planners that are allocated to start the process of capturing all planning information for all clients. So this is being done on a central basis, and they basically monitor all clients' certification activities from a planning perspective. So they make sure that resources are available, and they allocate auditors based on their competency for the audits that are planned. This actually gives us the ability to view a customer's full audit history and to also track and detect discrepancies in previous audits. We've identified that this actually will support us when it comes to our accreditation interface, and that it will allow accreditation status updates to be done much easier. So central planning is done on a national basis. Our planners have been allocated industry sectors, just as we've done in the rest of the business, and they basically keep track of all our clients' certification audits. Now, most importantly, with the C4 structure, we introduced and appointed client managers, which I am one of. And we've all been assigned as per sector approach. So the various sectors in the SABS is as per the DTIC sectors, supported sectors. And today we will be introducing ourselves to the services sector, which includes the fire extinguisher clients, but so too this kind of introduction will be done for all the other sectors that we cover, which is transportation, mechanical, electrotechnical, food and health, and so on. So as client managers, we, and I know some of you might have experienced it already, where we actually engaged with you and just to do like a health check to see how things are going and where we can assist should you have or have any challenges with regards to your certification needs and wants. So we will be a link between you as a sector client and also the internal SABS structure. So we work together with our sales and business development team, with standard sales, with our training academy, laboratory services where it is needed, and then also our standards department, especially when it comes to the writing of new standards. Where applicable, we will also play a key account manager role. So we want to be your link to the SABS, and that is why we would like to get to know you better. So in the coming weeks and months, we will definitely be making contact with all our clients so that we can get to know you, and in order for you to get to know us a bit better. So what is system certification? Most of our clients that's on the call right now are already certified with us, but just as a refresher, when a client applies for certification, there's a process that they need to go through, as well as for certification to be maintained. Clients will, once the application process has been completed, a first stage 1 assessment is conducted, which is followed by stage 2. And then once it goes through our approval board for a decision, then the certificate is issued. And so too, we then maintain your certification on an annual basis for the certification cycle, which is valid for 3 years. Certification is a voluntary process, as I've mentioned earlier. So where clients have requested for conformity assessments to be conducted on their management systems or on the product that they have had certified. At the moment, we have over 4,000 certificates that are held by customers, and we are really supportive in their certification needs. So at the moment, we are offering ISO 9001, ISO 14000 for environmental management systems. Then also on the food safety side, we have ISO 22000 together with HACCP and FSSC, which is a scheme owner certification. For our services sector clients, we obviously focused on and have been accredited for ISO 27001 information technology management systems certification. And then the all new ISO 45001, which most of our 18,000 clients are busy migrating to. We have clients that have been certified for ISO 50001 as well successfully. And as part of our service offering, we also have other products, not just these key ones that are available to our clients, which I will touch on later. Now, hand over to my colleague Tulani to take you through the following slides on product certification and so on. Thank you. Tulani.
Thanks, Roslyn. I'll take you through to the product certification. The certification department of SABS provides accredited certification services to a range of industry sectors. That is chemical, electrotechnical, food and health, mechanical and services, mining, services, transportation, and timber and fiber. The overall aim of certification is to provide confidence to the marketplace that a product or service fulfills specified requirements. And the process of product certification. So firstly, you need to apply, and after application, thereafter a code is being issued. After the code is being issued, so planning and scheduling kicks off. Therefore, the initial assessment is being conducted, and also at the same time sampling is being taken place, and also testing of the sample. When the testing is completed and the results are positive, submission is being compiled so that it can go to approval spot. When the submission is approved, then the certification is issued, and then the post permit 1 and 2 is being conducted. The benefits of product certification. Firstly, it reduces poor quality process. Also, it improves supply chain management. And the most biggest one, it's reduce lost revenue due to non-compliant goods. It also improves the integrity of tender document and requirements. Also improve procurement and provide assurance. I will go through 2 local content, not consignment inspection, sorry. What is consignment inspection? Consignment inspection section provides a safety organization that requires quality control on batch production against product specification. The service involves inspection of product prior to a consignment being generated for the purchaser of the product, which usually happens once a tender has been accepted. Consignment products are inspected on a batch-to-batch or lot-for-lot basis to ensure they comply with predetermined specification. This specification could be SANS or private standard. A certificate of compliance or rejection is issued with each batch. Products that are inspected include textiles, clothing, footwear, and miscellaneous items such as metal, bandages, and also papers. And the benefits of consignment inspection. Technical independent competent inspectors used to ensure compliance against ISO 17020. Also conducting third-party evaluation or inspection of products on a batch-to-batch basis. All products are independently sampled after which testing is conducted. And quality assurance activity ensure compliance of commodity against specification. It also ensures ongoing compliance against requirements. That is, every consignment is inspected. Manufacturing capability audits to confirm capacity and capability to manufacture. Bilateral agreement with a Botswana Bureau of Standards and Namibia Standard Institute allow for a greater value add and market access for export purpose. I will take you to local content. Amendment regulation to the Preferential Procurement Policy Framework Act, that is PPPFA Act 5 of 2000, which came into effect in December 2011, empowered the Minister of Trade and Industry to utilize government procurement to ensure achievement of key industrial policy objectives, namely increase local production within the company. These regulations have application to government procurement for all organs of state as contemplated in section 1.3 of PPPFA, and all public entities listed in Schedule 2, 3A, 3B, 3C, and D to the PFMA and municipality entities. The implication of new regulation for business, local and foreign, is that all suppliers in the designated sector will have to meet the set minimum local content requirement. If they are tendering for goods, work, and service contract within the public sector, suppliers are required to submit both a declaration of local content and proof of verification certificate report for an accredited verification authority. SABS, as a national standard body, has published approved technical specification. It sends 1286 for determining local content. Business affected by procurement regulation will have to apply to SANS 1286. The South African Bureau of Standards is an agent of the DTI with a mandate for standard assessment and certification. SABS has access to expertise across a wide range of industrial areas with engineers and technical experts located across 80% of SABS business is in conformity assessment services. Thus, SABS works directly with industry and has knowledge of local manufacturers in the various industry sectors designated for local content. The SABS, as a DTI agent, has therefore been appointed the local content verification agent. The verification method are divided into two. That is financial verification and technical verification. As I've highlighted, that the request for verification sends to ABS and SABS scope the verification process, quotation issued to the verification process, verification audit is conducted, and therefore the results provided to SABS approval board for verification decision. And therefore, upon approval, local content certification is issued, is created and issued. And certification details are added into local content database. I'll take you to the verification scheme. So there is initial verification, as I've stated, and the second to third is whereby checking the consistency in the production processes and consistency in the procurement behavior, assessing the impact of any changes noted, and also on the fifth year there is a recertification where SABS verify all products listed in the verification certification is consistent in the production processes, is consistent in the procurement behavior. And SABS issue a report and verification certificate specifying mention of product, validity of verification certificate, and published for access by user. Thanks, Roslyn. You can.
Thank you, Tulani, and thank you for taking us through that local content verification process, whereby once a client has gone through that process, that they are actually issued with a certificate which is valid for 5 years. Currently, most of our clients are in the mining industry, but it does not exclude our clients in the services sector. So due to the current situation that we are in with regards to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have had to change the way that we offer our service to our clients. And with that, we introduced remote auditing. Since we've been through that process with our accreditation body, we thought that our clients should not be excluded from such an experience, but also that we make sure that our clients maintain their certification. So a remote audit, as per definition, is basically an audit which is of a physical location, but it is done virtually. So our clients are then providing information to our auditors on virtual platforms, whether it is in a Dropbox or doing it via Skype or MS Teams. And we've even had clients that took our auditors through the facility via WhatsApp video calls. So it's basically making use of any technology that is available to client and is accessible by our auditors to be able to do their certification assessments or audits. So basically, these audits are keeping you safe during this pandemic, and also our auditors as well. And for all our clients that have been through it, we've had some very good positive feedback that we received. So what qualifies or constitute for a remote audit? We basically make sure that our clients are able to be able to do a remote audit. And for that purpose, you need to have access to fast, reliable internet connection for all the team members on the client side. And so much so, the SABS has also done the same for the auditors. So as I mentioned earlier on, it is basically a virtual audit that is conducted, and the various tools that are available, for example, Skype, MS Teams, Google Chat, WhatsApp, anything that will bring two parties together in our current social media filled life that we have. So it gives you access to having your opening and closing meetings conducted. We obviously confirm that confidentiality is still maintained during this process, and that with the various internet tools, but the various tools that we have on our ICT infrastructure, that confidentiality will be maintained. We need to make sure that there's no conflict of interest with between the two parties, which is our auditing team as well as our clients. And where clients are able to accommodate remote audit activity, that would be a definite benefit, in the sense that you are able to upload your documentation, or whether you need to email it to us or give access to Dropbox where you are maintaining your documentation. Our clients need to voluntarily decide to have a remote audit conducted. It is not compulsory, because currently under level 1, our auditors are still able to come and do a physical on-site audit. So what is the impact of a remote audit? There are various scenarios that our clients do find themselves in currently, and that is based on the resources that they have available. So where a client is able to commit and conduct a remote audit with our team, should they be in their surveillance part of their certification cycle, the remote audit will then replace your site audit, and so too with the recertification audit. So therefore, with the remote audit conducted, we will then be able to reissue you with your certificate as per our normal practices. Where a client has got partial ability to do a remote audit, so it can be done partially, but then we need to follow it up with an actual on-site at a later stage. If a client should find themselves in this scenario, then additional surveillance visit will be conducted, basically to support the virtual assessment that was done. So if you were able to only do your documented review during the virtual part, the auditor needs to come and assess you physically within a certain amount of time in order to maintain your certification through your surveillance cycle. But when it is done at the recertification point of your cycle, your certificate will then be recommended for an extension of 6 months. And that is subject to us coming to do an on-site audit after the remote audit has been done. Where our clients are actually unable to do a remote audit, the surveillance audit will be postponed for 6 months, and that will also then happen with the recertification. So the validity of your certificate will be recommended for 6 months extension, within which an on-site audit must be conducted. Our test house or our laboratory covers a wide and an extensive range of products. And as mentioned earlier on, from chemicals to food to mining and minerals, they have quite a vast amount of equipment and test offices that are able to render the service to you, our clients. So basically, the primary products and services include sampling and testing of products, also do testing and calibration of equipment, and they also actually do on-site environmental monitoring as well. For product conformity testing, that covers type testing of products, conformity testing against requirements, batch testing, which Delani had touched on earlier on, and then also non-destructive testing. So as you can see from the slide, our test house offers a vast amount of services to clients. Now, our standards department is supported by a standards sales team. And with that said, our standards libraries that we have at the regional office here in Cape Town, and as well as in Pretoria, is also supported by a virtual platform. So you are able to acquire the standards that you need for your management systems or product certification. And with the fact that we've got limited access to clients right now, we basically are recommending that you use our virtual platform to be able to get access to the standards. So if you go to our SABS website, you navigate your way to the Webstore link, and you then try and find the standard that you are looking for and then purchase it online. So whether it is a South African national standard or an ISO standard, you will be able to access and acquire this. So this is done plain and simple. This slide is just to assist you in terms of how to find your way and navigate yourself on the actual Webstore site. And this is part of the presentation that will be sent to you, so you can just familiarize yourself with it. So most importantly, the products that are available on our Webstore is everything that is in our library. Should there be a standard that we don't have, you are like to come and ask us where you can find access to it, and we will then be supported. Now, our training academy has been very, very busy in the last few months, and they support us quite well during the pandemic, and as well as our clients. So our training academy covers a vast amount of courses, and these are all outcome-based modules. So some are exam outcome and some are non-exam outcome. So training requests are sometimes customer specific. So where those requests come through, our team actually go out and do on-site training to basically cater to our clients' needs. The following courses are offered: the FSSC 22000 in terms of the food and safety range, the SABS standard, the prerequisite programs for food safety, which is the SANS 10049, and then also the ISO 22000. So too for our clients in the services sector, which are mostly ISO 9001 certified, but not forgetting about our clients that have got the environmental management system certification, as well as occupational health and safety management systems. And most recently, they've also added the energy management system, which is the ISO 50001 standard, to the training bundle. Okay, so our academy has been very busy, and that is because they've converted most of their courses to online courses. And these courses that are currently available, as you can see, is the FSSC awareness courses, but also includes the ISO 9001 Module 1, which is the implementation standard of the standard, as also internal auditing that is covered by Module 2. For our OHSAS and EMS clients, they've added on legal training, and then also various courses in terms of how to implement your OHSAS management system, and also to get leadership support. There's also a business continuity workshop, again SANS 22310, that has also been offered. So hot off the press, our training academy have a 5-day comprehensive legal requirements course, which I recently actually was asked about whether we are offering this. And so it covers legal requirements for ISO 14001, ISO 45001 for both the mining and the non-mining sector. So it basically covers regulations under the Mine Health and Safety Act, health and safety requirements for hazardous substances, which is very important, your health and safety incident reporting, environmental legislation applicable to the mining industry, your waste management requirements, as well as air quality management legal requirements. So they basically make sure that they cover all aspects of your needs in terms of the health and safety sector. In January, our training academy will be launching the good governance package or training package, and this includes business continuity, which is the ISO or the SANS 22301 standard. It includes the anti-bribery, also known as ISO 37001 standard, risk management, which is ISO 31001, and then local content verification as well. So these are 2-day awareness workshops that you are most welcome to register for and attend. Most importantly, for our government clients and government entities, there is a support document which is known as SANS 18091, which will assist them in implementing the ISO 9001 standard within their realm. So the standard basically takes you through the nitty-gritty, and it details where local government bodies, what they need to look at when they actually are busy implementing the various clause requirements of the ISO 9001 standard. It is a very, very detailed document. I've been through it myself, and it is a very good support for our government bodies who wants to implement ISO 9001. Also, we've got understanding and application of the SANS 10400 parts for building control management and architectural professionals. And then for our education clients or clients that are from universities, as well as our colleges that are certified with us, there are awareness workshops for the SANS 21001 standard. So they cover, as always, understanding and implementation of the standard and internal auditing against the standard. Should you want to attend an online course, whether it's online or a training course to be done at your premises, you're welcome to go onto our website and go to the training link, and it will take you through to the online booking link, where you can then register your individuals from your company that would like to attend courses. Please note that if you select a quote option on the day that you are on this portal, and you accept the quote, that there is an addition, a discount offered from the training academy, and that is something that you need to look out for. So what is the benefits basically of what our online training are offering right now? As I said earlier on, because we want to keep it safe, this is basically limiting the risk of exposure. As some of you know, in the regions we've had challenges with getting facilitators to our offices, so there's reduced postponements for our clients in the regional offices that have experienced that, and with online courses you won't have that happening. So and also accessibility from the office or remote working conditions, so you can attend your training wherever you are based. There's obviously the cost saving as well, so there's no travel costs included, whether it is on the SABS's part or on your part as our client. And then, as I said, same day quote acceptance, there is a discount that is linked to that. but we don't compromise. So we still give you the convenience without compromise on our quality of our training. E-learning delivery is accredited for FSCC for the food safety courses, but also for the other courses, the ISO 9001, the 14,000 and the 45,000, there are SATCA accreditations that have been issued for those. So your lessons are basically split, and it is interactive sessions that are offered, and learning participation is mandatory and fully monitored. So we look forward to having your individuals join our team during the next training sessions. So for our 75 years, we have the following discount offered to you. Should you decide to apply for new certification or any addition to what you have right now, we are offering you a 15% discount off the initial assessment fee if you should sign up and pay and get certified before March 2021. So I hope that based on the information that we've been able to offer you right now, that you will review and take us up on our offer. So thank you very much. This brings us to the end of our presentation. We would like to thank you for your patronage and for your value participation in this webinar. We really appreciate that you were able to attend, and we look forward to engaging with you on various issues going forward as client managers of the SABS. So thank you very much. Over to you, Dinesh.
Thank you. Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you, Tulani. Just some key points that I would like to maybe highlight from the presentation. The first being that of central planning with access to a central pool of auditors. Currently, SABS has, from a central point of view, access to 120 auditors, which is something that you'll experience differently in terms of how things are planned. The second standout point is the back office, or as we sometimes refer to it as the engine room of C4, whereby centrally all your day-to-day activities are handled. And then the third area being that of the front end through client managers that will serve as a link not only back to certification, but to the rest of SABS, which then encourages the one SABS approach. And then lastly, the point that Rosalind has just raised is the 15% discount, which coincides with our 75-year celebration within SABS. So with that said, we've reached the end of the session itself. There are two questions that have come up, and it's actually come up a few seconds ago, so I'm just going to bear with me. So there's two questions, and just to respond at a fairly high level, the one on training, most certainly there's huge improvements that's taken place within that space, especially within the online environment where there's full traceability to you having logged that request and a link back to ensure that a response is provided to you. So I see a note that there's been challenges in that space. You'll definitely be able to follow the link. As I mentioned at the outset, the slides will be provided to you, and the steps in terms of how to access our electronic system would be available. But in the same token, I can be contacted directly, so it's Dinesh Naidu at sabs.co.za, and I will certainly link this to our training division to ensure that you don't have these kind of glitches. And on the remote auditing side of the business, yes, there is a remote audit report that will be issued to you. Rightfully said, some audits, if it qualifies for a complete remote audit, and if all the criteria is met, then a complete audit can be issued. However, if only a part of the audit is completed, then the report is then completed when the on-site component is added. So I think when it comes to remote audits, yes, there will be a report as a simple answer on that. With that said, I think we've really reached the end of the session for today. And I would like to hand over to Katima Tiemba, who will add in the closing remarks and officially close this session today. Thank you.
Thanks, Dinesh, and thanks colleagues for the presentation and all the attendees of the webinar today. Just to also echo what my colleagues have also highlighted, clearly we committed to improving our customer experience on our suite of services, of importance introducing efficiency on our operational processes. All the issues colleagues mentioned in terms of inspection, testing, local content verification, and services and management system and other areas. The intention purely is we see these service offerings as business solutions to support your strategic objectives. But of importance, how do we also assist our clients to gain market access? This is locally and out of the country for those who also plan to export to the rest of the continent. You may have picked up, they make reference to partnerships that we are forging with equivalent member states in other countries similar to SABS. For some of our clients who will be exporting in those countries, we strive to really collaborate with those countries so that your products are also accessible wherever you intend to really export. And of course, where we have limitations, we link you up with our shareholder at DTIC, where they can also open up doors for most of our clients in terms of accessing various markets wherever you may have interest. So this is the spirit we're bringing forward, and we hope that this partnership is the beginning of the journey moving forward, and we can collectively improve. There will still be pitfalls along the way, but we commit to really self-correct and improve. With that, thank you very much for being part of this session. As my colleague said, this presentation will be shared with all who have interest, who have participated in this webinar. And maybe this is a lot to really process at a go, but if there are specific questions, you're welcome to reach out to my colleagues. Thank you very much, and thank you for spending the time with us. Thank you. Thanks, Dinesh.
Thank you, Katima, and thanks for that. And with that said, again, to echo, thank you for your attendance, and we can take it that the webinar is closed. Thanks and take care. Safe travels. Cheers. Bye.